Yokai Watch fan projects are pretty cool. Glad to know Level 5 disagreed with that statement. Yeah, so I should probably clear this up before I even start the video. I started making this video before the whole takedown of the Yokai Watch 2 fan project and the whole "we need you to stop pirating games even though there's no legal way to play them without sacrificing at least $500. Lol. F you." I do not like what Level 5 is doing, and I really hope they don't continue to take down this kind of stuff. And I'm hoping with this video, I can show with my 23 subscribers that we like this kind of stuff and don't want it taken down. Anyway, on to the more fun stuff. I was searching online one day and I came across a Yokai Watch fan game called Yokai Watch Heartsong. And I was like, huh, I wonder if there's any other Yokai Watch fan games. And there were more, so here we are. If you're interested in playing any of these games, the download will be linked in the description of order which I play them. Hopefully, I might just forget and they may all be just listed with no cohesion. Start off with the game I was talking about in the intro, Yokai Watch Heartsong, made by Bruce Loose. It's currently still in development. The thing that stood out to me was 1, the art style is very interesting, and 2, it's a visual novel. It's an interesting way to format a Yokai Watch story. I'm not the biggest fan of visual novels. The last book I read in full was Percy Jackson, 6th grade. Great books, by the way, go read them. I do want to give this a fair shot though, so I will be playing through it with an open mind. The game starts out with Dane Tittime's story from Psychic Sectors, the one where she's punished for a crime she didn't commit. The story is here to familiarize people with the Yokai Watch franchise. I don't think Dane Tittime is important to the story from what I played. After that yap session, we start off by picking a character. Both have slightly different stories that intertwine, kind of like Yokai Watch 3. I played as Ari, Taka. I'm gonna call you Ari. I've never been good with foreign names. If you want to see the other character story, I recommend you play it for yourself because I'm such a great person. I want other people to download this game, and I totally am just not too lazy to play it. We wake up from a dream, which I assume to be the intro. Then we immediately cut to outside with what I assume to be her boy or her boy's child, Goda, her twin sister, and another random that's probably related to Lazaria. I feel like I should state this now that most of the characters are just human children versions of pre-existing characters, if that makes any sense. That's right, in this timeline, Chibanyan does get played. Kinda weird, but I don't care that much. We get bullied by our twin sister, then we go downstairs to get a headband we ordered. We notice a letter from our mother to our twin sister Goda telling him to pick up a specialty ribbon, and since he left without grabbing the note and the confirmation email attached, it's our job to pick it up. On the way there, we notice the watch thing. We pick it up and bring it with us to try to find the owner. We get the ribbon from the shop and head off, where we're casually bumped into a yokai. Then we get interrupted by gay, and gayer, and I'm allowed to say that because I'm bisexual. We sneak off before they can harass us more. We go to the watch shop because, of course we do, and return the watch we found earlier to the shop owner. It's revealed to be about 100 years old. It was said to be held by a magician who resisted their magic acts, and the watch just mysteriously appeared on the shelf one day. If that happened to me, I can tell you I would not be messing around with it willy-nilly. Not because it's scary, but because it's an antique, because those are expensive as hell. The shopkeeper then tells us about how he captured a Yama in one of the books. I think the shopkeeper might be onto things, first magically appearing book since fucking ghosts. They show us the book which they captured the Yama in. It's Calypso's masterpiece, Theater of Alice in Wonderland. We open it up and oh my god, what the fuck? We get transported to the book. In this book we meet Thalia and they're in Onryo. He goes on this long rant about the different types of spirits and I'll try to summarize as fast as I can. I might get something's wrong since my reading comprehension is dog shit. Onryos only stay alive if they're remembered by humans, which have Hanyo, which I think is their souls. Don't quote me on that though. This guy is Thalia, the spirit of the book. Also, we're gonna get a Whimsy somehow. Again, my reading comprehension is dog shit. Thalia brings the watch shopkeeper to us and we head to the library to leave. Before we do, we wander off to see a mysterious evil ramming door. We leave the door alone so they're clearly evil and we go home and return the ribbon and never think of it again. Nah, I'm lying. We undo the seal. It leaves and goes to attack Goda. So, we leave the book to go home and return the ribbon and receive the information that Goda is missing. After a bit of searching, we meet the yokai from earlier, Komami, and we meet Grim Zabella. I kinda zoned out for a few minutes. We turn into a magic girl for some reason and we murder the big monster and the game's over. I think, because the game brought me to a really scary screen and the website said that's where the game ends. Look, I can tell I'm not the target demographic for this game. Who could have guessed? A 6-year-old boy who hasn't finished a book in 4 years isn't the target demographic for Yokai Watch Reading Edition. But I do see the appeal of the story-focused Yokai Watch fan game. That's really cool. If you like reading, nerd, then I recommend you go read Percy Jackson. Then go play this game. God, Percy Jackson were such good books. I need to go read those books again. How about a more gameplay-focused Yokai Watch fan game? YKWE. This is a French fan game, and I don't speak French, so this will be about gameplay and experience. First thing I noticed when it opens up the game, it's an RPG Maker game, which is a game maker for RPGs. Some really good games we read with RPG Maker though, like One Shot and Kanye Quest 3030. Also, this game has a lot of Shadow Side characters. I don't know much about Shadow Side, so I know even less about the story. I start the game and oh my god, that girl just killed herself. After the chapter start, we get introduced to the character we play as, Daniel. And the first thing we do is summon a Yamaba. Oh my god, that girl just also killed herself. Leave the house and get people. I don't know what Jules and Tay are gonna do with that thing. They're children, they're gonna be made into dog food. We head back to the house and get our first hits of combat. And, what? What is running into enemies not start a fight? Oh, we have a sword. Yeah, instead of a normal battle system, we have a sword and 6 specials we can rotate through. The magic weed at the bottom determines how much we can use those specials. For example, the Enma picks up 4 magic horns. Very bare bones RPG stuff. Actually fun to fight like this. You level up after beating a certain number of enemies and you get stronger and get more health. And for hacking and slashing the way to the house, we get to the Yamaba. It's honestly not that difficult of a boss fight. After that, we head to the forest for some reason. Again, I have no idea the story because I don't speak French. I got stuck in the cave entrance for like 5 minutes because I had no idea what to do. I conceded and pulled out my phone to scan the text to translate it. Only to summon a yokai to break the rock, which I didn't think of doing because why would I? I ran through the cave and came across the brain teasing, mind melting, uber duper, super, mooper, hard puzzle what I had to. I get out of the cave and meet the next boss, and I kill the boss, and then I head to the yokai world for some reason. I haven't learned French in the past 2 minutes, so we still don't know what's happening. I find the Cranky and blow all my money on it and get dog world. I talk to Ancient Enma because, yeah, of course we do, and then we go to a Coliseum, and after a few battles, I get to spar with this random beats up Ancient Enma and Dazzle. Bro thinks he's the Goldfather. I could not beat this boss, so I actually go back and fight enemies and beat up it running past everything. And after 5 minutes straight, I did it. After the fight, we get a cutscene where these 2 randoms show up and combine to make this warrior look an eyeball, motherfucker. So we transform to an Enma version. No French, no ask me. After I first try the boss, I assume the game's over. That was the first f***ing chapter? Yeah, this is a long game. It took over 30 minutes to beat the first chapter, and there's 3 other chapters, which I do not have time to go over. From what I played, chapter 2 is more of chapter 1, where you play as Enma, which is cool, I think. Why does Enma look like a Go Anime character? This game was fun. It gave me major Yoko Watch 4 vibes, I think, because I've never played Yoko Watch 4. I'm still holding out hope it gets localized one day. I get more depressed over this franchise every day. It does have some flaws though. No, technically being French isn't a flaw. Stupid French. I don't even want to learn this stupid language. Stupid. My main problem is with the specials and how hard they are to aim. Maybe it's a skill issue, but I cannot aim for shit. These enemies move so fast and half the time they just dodge my orbs. This probably would be remedied with a target lock system like in Blast, but maybe just make all the specials auto-lock like lightning. The target lock idea would also help with the problem of constantly running into enemies when I try to use my sword. Everything else about this game was really fun though. I recommend you play it if you speak French. Actually, I recommend you read French Percy Jackson, then play this. Okay, so I have a bunch of smaller fan games that are 5 to 10 minutes long, but I still want to go over them because they're funny or have potential. Mostly funny. Also, I want to give them ratings, because why not? Yokai Watch Legend. This game took me 2 hours to set up because it's an Android game, and the gameplay made me wish I didn't download it. I loaded the game and I'm greeted with this beautiful sight of a main menu screen, and after I press play, I'm greeted with this. Oh, the sound. Oh, hello? What is this? Can I... Oh, I can move. Help me. Yeah, this game is broken and doesn't work. I tried changing skins and that did nothing. Mirapo just doesn't work. So I don't know how to rank this, because who knows what's past that Mirapo. It could be the best Yokai Watch fan game to rival the main game, but who knows, it could be more. 0 out of 10. I'm praying this is gonna be some foreign Russian virus. Yokai Watch Void, a Roblox game. I know this is another very good Roblox fan game. I plan on making a separate video on that though. Once certain someone says making last minute plans that give me enough time to make an entirely separate video on fan games. I know you're watching. I'm coming for you. I spent like 5 minutes wandering and then quit. It's a nice looking game, but there isn't much to do. Mostly because the game is in early development. 6 out of 10 currently, but in a year 2 100% be 8 or 9 out of 10. Yokai Watch Dating Sim. I'm not even paid to do this. Why do I put myself through this? For the love of the game, that's why. This is version 2.0, meaning it got updated and was abandoned. I wonder why. The game is very short with like 2 endings. I successfully flirt with Chibanya and get a kiss from him, or you bully him hard enough that he gives up trying to date you and runs off. I got the good ending first, then I got the bad ending. There was a planned second day with Komo-san, but that never came out, obviously. This has mod support. I searched online for mods because I was curious, and I really hope he's just a big fan of Charlie Chaplin. There's another Yokai Watch dating sim that only showcases Jibanyan. Jesus Christ, if you want to date Jibanyan that bad, there's other options. Can I French kiss your ears? I'm filing a restraining order. This one is more of a shitpost, I think. I hope. I really want to believe somebody wrote, when your heart is exposed to hatred for so long, it becomes numb, with some level of irony. 2 out of 10 and 1 out of 10, respectively. I think I need a palate cleanser after that. Yokai Run is just Subway Surfers but bad. There's 0 music and also 0 content. I had several times where I just couldn't dodge the obstacles. Solid 3 out of 10. And that's the lightning round. And now we have the final game I want to talk about. Blasters R. Slightly embarrassing admission, when I played this game for the first time, I forgot to press record on OBS, so all the footage I'm using in my second session of playing it. I also played this game for the longest, an hour and 10 minutes, which is pretty good for a demo. Oh yeah, this game is a demo, but like all these games are demos, so it doesn't matter that much. I don't know how to describe the game, so we're just going to read off the itch.io page. Blasters R is a fan game of Yokai Watch. It's basically a fusion of Blasters T and Yokai Watch Blasters 2 gameplay styles, with a roguelike or roguelite gameplay style, so closer to roguelite than roguelike. Game starts with a cutscene, which is a first. No, Yokai Watch Heartsong doesn't count, because I said so. Also, whenever the characters move, there's so much f***ing motion blur, and I don't know why. The blasters get in louder, inviting them to the Drained Island, where it drains all your fatigue and makes you feel better. I feel like there's 20 different better names for that. With the current name, might as well name it, we totally won't suck the soul out of your body. Please just come, we're hungry. I mean, we're here to help you, Island. The blasters go on a plane and crash because your body just started being whispered, and that's when we get the tutorial. Gameplay is quite similar to Yokai Watch T's Cleaving Continent. All characters have a base attack and a special. It differs a lot of places though. Like all characters now have a guard slash parry. Parry stuns the yokai for a few seconds. With the parry, you only get 3 parries before you have to recharge, which is kinda stupid, but hey, maybe I'm playing too much Overkill. Damn you to hell, 7-4. Every character has a dodge, which takes up 2 stamina, so you can't just spam it. After the tutorial, you get introduced to the island. There's a place to level up, a mission select, and it's random with a quest. You know what? When I drink White Cola on my stream, many people tell me to open my mouth. I don't get it. Update, I got curious and looked it up. He's a Spanish Yokai Watch tuber. More you know, I guess. There's 2 levels in this demo, Forest and Catacombs. Catacombs is just a hard version of Forest, being level 20 instead of level 10. The levels are like Yokai Watch T's Cleaving Continent, but instead of finding stairs, you do certain tasks, like survive 1 minute or defeat a certain number of enemies. At the start of every stage is an upgrade. This is where most of the roguelike nature comes from. They range from increasing stamina by 20% to attack increase. It's a good system, I'd say. Most of the good yokai come with the cranky guy though. I swear I played a Snow Spectre for the stats. And the only thing I don't like is the level up system. It takes too long to level up, and you have to get a specific item to level up. You need a lot of them. This item is a little too uncommon for my liking. Other than that, it's a great game, and honestly my favorite out of these bunch. I love these fan games. They're all very fun, no matter how interesting or special they got. They're all very entertaining. It's sad that Level 5 and other major companies don't like fan projects for a game like this. Nintendo a lot more, but we're already starting to see it with Level 5 with the recent takedown of the fan project. If you want more fan projects like this, we need to support them. Maybe if we have enough support to these types of human-made projects, Level 5 will finally see that and be like, damn, that's what it's supposed to be doing? But maybe that's just wishful thinking. Either way, we need to support these fan projects, because if Level 5 doesn't clean up their act, these fan games might be all we get for a while. A lot of you have to say, go play these can games, do whatever you can to support them. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Peace out.